school basketball teams. The Whitehall Zephyrs of Whitehall, Pennsylvania, against the St. Patrick's Celtics of Elizabeth, New Jersey. The best action high school basketball has to offer is brought to you by Converse, the official shoe of the NBA. By And One, take it strong. And by the Eastern Invitational Basketball Clinic, the nation's #1 all-star basketball camp. And we welcome you to the Stabler Arena on the campus of Lehigh University in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Hi, everyone. I'm Pat Scanlon, along with Rob Kennedy, the executive director of the Eastern Invitational Basketball Camp. Well, this is it, the first ever Converse Delaware River Hoops Challenge, a unique concept. Pennsylvania high school teams against New Jersey teams. Rob, two teams that have great basketball to offer in the high school ranks.
No question about that. And what two better states to get together in a basketball rivalry than New Jersey and Pennsylvania, two states with great basketball tradition.
Let's begin talking about the visitors, St. Patrick's of Elizabeth, New Jersey. They come in with a record of 13-3. They're coached by Kevin Boyle. And Kevin has one of the best guards in all the country in number 10, a 5'10 senior, Shaheen Holloway.
And the thing that makes Shaheen so good is that he's so good with the basketball. He can get any place on the floor that he wants. And the part of his game that he's really been working on and has improved a lot is his three-point shooting. He had 35 the other night against Patterson Catholic, including 29 in the second half.
All right, now the team that has a bit of a home court advantage. We're talking about the Whitehall Zephyrs, coached by Ron Hassler. He looks to two players for up-top scoring. We're talking about Jerry Lloyd and Gabe Lisicky.
Not only are Lloyd and Lisicky the two top scorers, but they're also going to be counted on today to handle the basketball. Ron Hassler wants to get this game down into the low 50s, maybe even the 40s, and one of the keys is going to be his guard play. Can they handle the pressure from St. Patrick's?
Well, Rob, they say that style makes prize fights. What about basketball games? St. Patrick's, an up-tempo team that wants to push it. Whitehall, very comfortable in the half-court game.
The battle of tempo will determine who's going to win this ball game. If Whitehall can get it at the tempo that they want to make passes, move the ball, try and run some clock, then they've got a great chance. On the other side, if St. Pat's can make this a track meet, getting up and down the floor with the ball in Shaheen Holloway's hands, they're in good shape.
All right, great high school basketball coming up. The Converse Delaware River Hoop Challenge. We'll be back with the starting lineups right after this.
Hey, you got a charge out of this. We're watching college hoops, okay? The fans are totally energized. The teams come out amped up like a heavyweight title bout in Vegas, and suddenly this light bulb goes on over our heads. You know what would look cool on these guys? Well, the mess of college teams got totally turned on by their look. So, boom, that's what they're wearing this year. Now, let me fly something else by you, okay? All that stuff, Converse, Converse, Converse. I know what you're thinking, man. Converse, whoa, I'm shocked.
So, campers, let's go over what we learned. When you drive to the basket, dog, you're going to get fouled. Good. What are you going to do?
Play the basket.
And then what you going to say?
And one.
What?
And one.
I can't hear you.
And one.
Like that. We cool with that? All right. Anybody got any questions?
Hey, I got a question. When do I get to shoot my fadeaway?
Fadeaway.
Please, guys, come on. Stop. LJ, come on. Please. Come on, man. I don't even have a fadeaway.
Enjoy 4 seasons of fun at the Mount Laurel Resort in Whitehaven, Pennsylvania. Visit the Mount Laurel now and take advantage of our Ski Gateway package, which includes deluxe overnight accommodations, dinner and breakfast daily, and lift tickets at the Big 2 resorts. After you ski, unwind in our pool or sauna and take advantage of our award-winning restaurants. Call 1-800-458-5921 for reservations. Ask us about our fantastic Leave the Kids With Us program. The Mount Laurel Resort, the ultimate 4-season getaway.
A Cadillac DeVille, a Lincoln Town Car. The DeVille has front-wheel drive and full-range traction control standard. And now it's made even better with the North Star system. Just something to think about when you have somewhere to be this winter. Nothing feels like a Cadillac DeVille. Now $469 a month and $2675 down.
So, you think you can pick me up in the morning?
See your Cadillac Super Network dealers.
And we welcome you back to Stabler Arena on the campus of Lehigh University. The Delaware River Hoop Challenge. Whitehall and St. Patrick's of Elizabeth coming up in scholastic basketball. The third member of our team, no stranger to high school action this part, Bob Capasso. He's standing by with a couple of coaches. Bob.
Thank you, Pat. Our coaching matchups, Ron Hassler of Whitehall, Kevin Boyle of St. Patrick's. First of all, Kevin, you have to come off an emotional loss against Patterson Catholic a few nights ago. You have to do it without Winston Smith.
Winston's a little under the weather. He has a bad case of bronchitis and a touch of the flu. And obviously we lost a tough game on Thursday to Patterson Catholic. But we know Whitehall's won, I believe, 10 out of 11, and they're playing very well. So we have another tough one today.
How do you do it? Shaheen Holloway have to have a big game?
Well, I think Shaheen has to have a big game almost any time we win, being a senior and being our best player when you play against a quality team. But I expect the other guys to step up more than they did the other night. Corey White and also Al Harrington.
On the other side, Ron Hassler, your thoughts? You were quoted in the paper saying you have nothing to lose here.
Well, I really don't. I think we're facing a very explosive offensive scoring team. I think tempo is going to be the important thing today, and if we can control tempo a little bit more than letting them control tempo, I think that's our goal, and that's what we have to do.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck to both of you. Kevin Boyle, Ron Hassler. Back to Pat and Rob.
All right, Bob, nice job. We're getting ready for starting lineups now. We'll begin with the visiting St. Patrick's Celtics of Elizabeth, New Jersey, coached by Kevin Boyle. Kevin is in his 8th season out of St. Peter's College. And Rob, it's going to be an interesting matchup because you've got Shaheen Holloway against Brad Hoffman at the guard spots, offense against defense.
And again, tempo will be so important. Whoever wins the battle of tempo has a good chance here tonight.
At one guard spot for St. Patrick, Shaheen Holloway, 5'10", a senior. And number 5, a freshman, is Jerome Holman. Up front at one forward spot, we're talking about number 40, 6'3", Howard Williams. Also number 42, that's 6'8", sophomore, Al Harrington. And 6'7", the junior, number 21, is Corey White for St. Patrick's. Well, the Celtics appear ready. They have beat a number of top-ranked teams this year, Rob. And in fact, last year, 94-95, beat 5 ranked teams in the nation.
And they come in tonight ranked number 19 in the country in the USA Today poll.
Now the cheer and the home crowd advantage, if you will, for the Whitehall Zephyrs, coached by Ron Hassler. Hassler in his 13th season. They'll begin with Brad Hoffman, number 13, a 5'10" senior at one guard spot. And at the other spot will be number 23, a 6-foot sophomore, Jerry Lloyd. Up front, number 45, a 6'7" junior, is Jeremy Bergh. At one spot, Brandon Szoke, number 33, the 6'2" senior.
Number 35.
And number 35, the 6'2" senior, is Gabe Lisicky. So, Rob, let's take a look at the matchup today. And what do you think? Your keys. First, what do you feel St. Patrick's has to do today to be successful?
Well, first of all, obviously, without Winston Smith in the lineup because of the flu, they need to get some production from some of their other guys inside. You know Shaheen Holloway is going to be there. I think the key is what they can get from some of the other players inside. And then for Whitehall, they've got to have a very good outside shooting night. Lisicky and also Lloyd need to step it up. And Jeremy Bergh, who's been playing some terrific basketball as of late, he needs to continue to give them a presence inside. He comes in averaging 11 rebounds. And as we said, he's been playing his best basketball here within the last 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay, our 3 officials today are Rob Strobel, Herb Welsh, and Frank D'Angelo. Whitehall riding an 11-game win streak. They come in at 15-4. And now the tip controlled by the Zephyrs of Whitehall.
See St. Pat's right away in the man-to-man defense. They'll get up and put pressure on you. 94 feet. Every time you catch the ball, they want a defender in your face.
Brad Hoffman handling. This is Gabe Lisicky. A three-point basket to break the seal. 3 points for Gabe Lisicky.
Well, we talked about needing some outside shooting, and Ron Hassler can't be any more happy than getting the first three and knocking it down.
Corey White from the baseline answering from 2-point range. So White, who averages 13 points a contest, feels it inside.
And he's their best inside player. He's really done a good job stepping his game up this year.
Lisicky holding, now off to Lloyd. Back out to Szoke. Good ball movement. Now this is Hoffman signaling the play with the thumbs up. He's guarded by Jerome Holman of St. Pat's. Shaheen Holloway going for the steal, and that forced Jerry Lloyd over the end line, so it'll be St. Pat's ball. 6:58 left first quarter.
And that's just Holloway's quickness. Even though he doesn't make the steal, he gets up in your face and is right on top of you. He forces you to make the mistake.
Holman off to Holloway for three. Shaheen Holloway. Just like that, it's 5-3 St. Pat's.
Well, we talked in the open that's the part of his game he has really worked on and improved. And if he's going to be a great player at the next level, and for him that next level is big-time Division I basketball, he's got to have that in his arsenal.
Yeah, a little token pressure in the backcourt by St. Pat's. Whitehall breaks it. They pass inside, deflected out of bounds by St. Pat's, so it'll be Zephyr's ball. No shot clock in high school basketball. There's Hoffman in the corner. Jerry Lloyd, three-pointer, strong off the back of the iron. Rebounded though by Lisicky. Gabe Lisicky, his brother, Pete, playing at Penn State. The Nittany Lion Guards having a great season in the Big Ten. There's Shaheen Holloway. He has 5 points. That was a 2-point jumper. St. Pat's is up 7-3.
Again, St. Pat's picking it up, trying to extend the pressure. They don't want to allow Whitehall to just move the ball around and take time off the game clock. Not the shot clock, but the game clock.
Foul number 5, Jerome Holman. That's his first.
Jerome Holman picks up the foul. His first on the team. Here's the steal off the inbounds by Holloway. Behind the back pass to Holman. No, tipped up and in. Had a chance for Al Harrington, but no, and here come the Zephyrs the other way. Hoffman stops, pops, no good. Rebounded by Al Harrington, and he stepped over the end line.
And what a great pass on the other end by Holloway, but it doesn't show up in the highlight film because they missed the layup.
That was a problem the other night for Shaheen Holloway. Several people not finishing in the game against Patterson Catholic, and he would have maybe 4 or 5 assists if Patterson making easy baskets inside.
Again, he just creates so much by getting into the lane. He's so good with the basketball, you cannot keep him from any spot on the floor. He gets to where he wants to be.
There from the elbow, no good for Lisicky. Holloway on the break. They try to shut him off at the free throw line. He gets the shooter's roll. Shaheen Holloway has 7. It's 9-3 St. Patrick's.
And even though it's not a true fast break situation, it's still St. Patrick's with the secondary break.
Bergh goes inside.
Bergh showing you the nice soft touch from 15 feet.
Says he's a lefty, great athletic ability, needs to build some strength. He's got what he wanted in height at 6'7". Shot no good, rebounded by Jeremy Bergh. He'll push it to Lloyd. Lloyd on the break. Pass by a little trap, they turn it over. In transition, and a foul called. Howard Williams.
Whitehall foul number 35, Gabe Lisicky. That's his first.
Williams wearing 23.
St. Patrick.
See there, the little bump from behind. All created, though, by the defense of St. Pat's. Nice trapping defense forcing
Howard
the
Williams, 2-2.
Williams making the first of 2. Played 3 minutes of varsity action previously this year, but he'll get the start. Blue buck bothering St. Patrick's. Which Boyle says he could be as good as Winston Smith was as a freshman. He's like, there's that much potential. He'll get an 11-5 game, 4:43 left. And the block, Hoffman, short jumper, no good. There's the rebound. Corey White, a 6'7" junior for St. Pat's, going up and attacking the glass.
And the gambling defense by St. Pat's leaves Brad Hoffman wide open for the little short jump shot. And if you got to knock that down, if you don't, all of a sudden you allow St. Pat's to turn up that pressure. You got a good shot, they've got to convert.
Foul was on Brandon Szoke. That is his first. Holloway, left corner, got it.
He's been on fire here at the start.
Shaheen Holloway, a shooting clinic. He has 9. Now here's some full court pressure, Rob.
And again, St. Pat's just trying to put the pressure on as much as they can, trying to force Whitehall out of their tempo.
Lisicky inside. Dishes to Szoke, and Szoke is hammered on the baseline.
Well, when people step up and try and pressure, you have to make them pay on the back end. We see Lisicky out in transition, makes a good move to get inside the lane. And now the nice little dump off to Szoke. Zoke's hammered as he goes up. The nice pump fake to get people off their feet. He'll go to the line for 2.
Brandon Szoke makes the first of 2. That's 6-2. Coach Ron Hassler says he can step out, hit the 3, a streaky performer. He cans a couple. And we've got a timeout on the floor. 4:09 left here in the first quarter. St. Patrick's leading Whitehall 13-7 back in the Converse Delaware River Hoops Challenge in a moment.
They're out there. They're not like most of us. There's a passion that unites them, like a family. Some people would even call them rebels. They're Saturn owners.
Hey guys, this must be the place, huh?
Ladies, hurry up! The factory guy's gonna talk.
I don't know. I guess if you don't own one, you probably wouldn't understand.
So happy together.
You're watching the best of the best in high school basketball. How'd these guys get so good? Well, they worked on their games. And not just during the basketball season, but all year round. Eastern Invitational, the nation's #1 all-star basketball camp, features quality instruction, great facilities, and maximum exposure to college coaches. So this summer, go where the great ones go, Eastern Invitational. For more information, including brochures, call 717-992-5523.
And we're back. Shaheen Holloway has been the early story with 9 points.
Done it a number of different ways from the three-point line and here on the pull-up jump shot, and he's just really gotten out to a very good start here as St. Pat's leads by 6.
13-7, 4:09 left first quarter. Well, Zephyrs show a little zone, Rob.
Little matchup zone. That's the way they wanted to play, and what's happened is St. Pat's has just rushed the ball up the floor, and really Whitehall hasn't been able to set into that matchup zone.
Blocked by Bergh inside as he rejected the shot of Howard Williams.
Bergh's been active here early. He's got a bucket, a block shot, a rebound. So he's doing a good job of giving him some presence inside.
Holman triggers, gets it off for Harrington. Back to Holman on the baseline. Acrobatic move, no. Corey White up. No good, but he's fouled on the play.
Corey White, just a junior, and he's really stepped up his game, averaging a double-double, and again gets it off the offensive board.
Whitehall foul, number 35, Gabe Lisicky.
Take a look here. The nice move by Holman, almost gets the acrobatic ball to drop, but good positioning by White to get himself in position for the offensive rebound and putback.
Substitutions for St. Patrick's.
Corey White shooting.
This Corey White shoots a pair. Into the ball game is number 12, Corey Campbell. 5'9" junior as we look at Corey White. Can't make the second. There's Campbell on the rebound. He got up there into the lane and pulled it down. And the follow is good.
St. Pat's active on the offensive boards.
Sulaiman Muhammad, number 20. Hitting the glass for a 16-7 lead for Coach Kevin Boyle.
Boyle's got to be happy with his team's start here. They've done it on both ends. Their defense has really created tempo for them, and they've converted on the other end as well.
Lisicky handles. Out for Szoke, now Hoffman. Hoffman guarded by Shaheen Holloway. A couple of point guards. Lisicky, they double down on him. Here's the reverse. Jerry Lloyd stops, cups and hits.
Good move by Lloyd. The St. Pat's defender running out and put it to the floor. Steps inside for the easy J.
His first basket makes it a 7-point game. Good ball movement for St. Pat's. Corey Campbell, no good. Rebounded by Jerome Holman. And it's deflected out of bounds, so the eraser in the middle. 45, we're talking about Jeremy Bergh.
Take a look here. St. Pat's active on the offensive glass. Not just the big guys, it's the guards as well. But Bergh there to swat it away.
Back underway. St. Patrick's with a couple chances. Lloyd the other way. Stolen by Corey Campbell. Campbell making the most of his minutes. Holloway, the dish to White, and he's fouled.
How about Shaheen Holloway, though? He's fun to watch. Gets himself into the lane and just makes so much happen. Take a look here. It all starts on the steal on the other end, and then there's no guard better in the country in high school basketball with the ball in transition than Shaheen Holloway.
Corey White misses the first of two. The foul goes on Jeremy Bergh. That is his first.
Corey White, just a junior, getting good interest from Division I schools, and you can see why. Got good timing on the block shots and also has a good body and some strength inside.
16-9, St. Pat's fails to convert on the two free throws. Back comes Whitehall. And the turnover on Jerry Lloyd, substitution for St. Patrick's.
St. Patrick's has taken Gabe Lisicky out of the game. He hit the initial three off the set play, but then they've really gotten up in his face, and every time he's gotten the ball, they've tried to double team him, get it out of his hands. St. Pat's aware of what Gabe Lisicky can do, especially from three-point range.
Maurice Jackson, number 44, in for St. Pat's now. He's battling on the low blocks. Here's Holloway up the screen, the reverse for two, and Shaheen in double figures with 11. We've still got 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
How about his last game? He gets 29 in the second half, so you put that together, he's got a pretty good streak going here.
Hoffman handling. For Szoke, Hoffman shot rejected by the young man just checking in, Maurice Jackson. Holding foul, however, on the ensuing play. That goes on Jerome Holman.
You can see why Kevin Boyle's so excited about what's going to happen in the future here at St. Pat's. Even though they're going to lose Shaheen Holloway, he's got so many big, young, athletic kids. And we saw right there the block by Maurice Jackson, only a freshman.
Good ball movement. Here's Jerry Lloyd, short. Block for underneath. Goes out of bounds. Off Jeremy Bergh. 18-9, St. Patrick's of Elizabeth, New Jersey, leading Whitehall of Pennsylvania.
A little box and one right now against Shaheen Holloway. You see Whitehall sagging off, playing the zone against everybody else, straight man-to-man against Shaheen Holloway.
Holloway guarded by Brad Hoffman, according to Coach Hassler. Hoffman, his best guard. I asked him, I said, well, who gets the honor of the distinction of guarding Shaheen Holloway, who floats to the goal for another. Now with 13 points, he said, well, I said, we have to spread it around, but Brad Hoffman's the guy that gets the toughest player. He's fifth in his class academically, and also a very strong defender. He'll have his work cut out for him today.
I don't envy him. That's a tough task trying to stop Shaheen Holloway.
Lisicky shot blocked by Sulaiman Muhammad.
St. Pat's challenging every shot.
25 seconds left. Not that time for Holloway. Rebounded by Szoke. Now Whitehall can hold for one with 15 seconds left in the first quarter. And a holding foul on Jerome Holman, and that's going to be his third.
Jerome Holman, that's his third.
Get Howard Williams off the bench in a hurry.
Tough foul for Holman to pick up your third foul 40 feet from the goal with under 10 seconds to play.
Ron Hassler calls the play. Here's Jerry Lloyd. Stripped from behind by Holloway. Shaheen tries to basket hang on the break the other end. Not going to count. That's the end of the first quarter from the Converse Delaware River Hoops Challenge. St. Patrick's leading Whitehall 20-9.
America's Army is still hiring and has a place for you. Qualified young men and women can earn money for a college education with the Montgomery GI Bill and the Army College Fund. Repay outstanding college loans with the Army's loan repayment program, or gain the experience and training in over 250 skills that employers value. Learn more about what America's Army can do for you by calling your local Army recruiter or call 1-800-USA-ARMY. Get an edge on life. Army, be all you can be. Paid for by America's Army and Army Reserve.
More than 150 years ago, the Mutual Life Insurance Company of New York promised their first policyholder, Thomas Ayers, that they would be there, come what may. Mutual of New York has kept that promise, insuring families for more than 5 generations. In times of depression and prosperity, toil and celebration. And will continue to do so through the next 150 years, come what may.
The Hager Furniture Company, Palmerton, offers you more selection, more service, and more value. Experience 3 generations of Hager's selling to 3rd-generation customers. Visit Hager Furniture's Family Room Gallery, featuring Lazy Boy, or Hager's Sleep Shop, featuring Serta. Hager Furniture also has complete flooring and carpeting services. Whatever your furniture, bedding, and carpeting needs are, shop Hager Furniture for more selection, more service, and more value. The Hager Furniture Company, 242 Delaware Avenue, Palmerton.
Turn the page to a new kind of sports talk show. High school sports, collegiate sports, and pro sports. We'll cover it all. Join the writers from The Morning Call and Channel 69 sports director Doug Wright for the wittiest half hour of sports talk. We'll get the lowdown on everything that's happening around the valley. Football, basketball, wrestling, swimming, soccer, baseball, it's all here. And you can get it from the guys and gals who cover it. Tune in every Wednesday night at 8 for The Morning Call sports page. Turn to the new page in sports talk.
Back St. Patrick's in Whitehall in the Converse Delaware River Hoops Challenge. As we begin the second quarter, it has been St. Pat's led by Shaheen Holloway with 13 points on 6 of 8 shooting.
Not a bad quarter.
This is Corey Campbell handling for St. Pat's in the green and white jerseys, the Whitehall Zephyrs in white and gold.
You could see Brad Hoffman grimace as he caught the ball. The key to stopping Holloway is you got to keep it out of his hands.
Time. Good defensive rebounding position for Sulaiman Muhammad. And there's a reach in. That's going to go on Howard Williams. His first.
Howard Williams. That's his first. Team foul number 5.
Kevin Boyle says he's an outstanding shooter. And he's got to be pleased to get him some minutes in a meaningful game this early in the contest.
And he's gone to his bench. He's been able to get just about everybody seeing meaningful minutes here in the first quarter.
Lisicky's shot is short off the front of the iron. Here goes Holloway. Stops, pops, throws up an air ball, taken down by Bergh. Quickly on the break, Whitehall. Maybe one pass too many. It's deflected out of bounds by a hustling Corey Campbell.
Nice catch and transition by Brandon Szoke, but as you said, maybe one pass too many. Got to be a little bit too unselfish. Take a look here. The good catch as the lead passes. The Zephyrs try and sneak out ahead of the floor, but instead of gathering and trying to get up to the basket, makes the extra pass.
Corey White is back in for St. Patrick's. From the corner, here's Jerry Lloyd, short, rebounded by Holloway.
Lloyd had a good look off the baseline, out of bounds. Nice screen by Bergh.
Try to get it inside to White. Back out to Campbell. Corey White will reset the offense. Harrington back to White. Count it.
Nice give and go in tight quarters, too. They get the give and go in the lane.
White with 5 points now. 22-9, St. Patrick's over Whitehall. 6:29 left, second quarter. Pat Scanlon along with Rob Kennedy. Hoffman, short, gets his own rebound, gets knocked out of bounds by Corey Campbell.
Good hustle by Hoffman, but he stepped on the baseline.
Campbell, I want him out in front of me leading the sweep, the end around, because he threw a body block to get that after that ball that time. Al Harrington sets the screen out high for Holloway. Good dish to the cutter. It's no good, however. No good by Howard Williams. Wow, that's one of the things when you play with Shaheen Holloway, you got to be ready to catch at any moment. We've got a timeout on the floor, so we'll take a break. Ron Hassler wants to sort things out with 5:55 left. St. Pat's leading it 22-9.
220 rehabilitation specialists, 8 board-certified physiatrists, a 75-bed inpatient rehabilitation hospital, 5 specialty programs, including brain injury, amputee, stroke, spinal cord injury, and general orthopedic rehabilitation, 3 outpatient centers, over 45,000 patients since 1965. When considering rehabilitation services, there is strength in numbers. Good Shepherd Rehabilitation Hospital. Choose the best.
Call us right now for your free Alabama vacation guide. It's packed full of fun and excitement at very affordable prices. But don't take our word for it. Take it from someone who's seen all 50 states.
America's best vacation value is right here in Alabama.
St. Patrick's leading Whitehall of Pennsylvania 22-9. 5:55 left second quarter, and St. Pat's has a few for the highlight film.
See here, nice little give and go, and White with the catch and finish. Szoke tried to step in and take the charge, but it was too late. Corey White getting up to the rim.
So the Zephyrs will inbound. See what Coach Ron Hassler had to say during the timeout as St. Pat's going to play a little man-to-man, full court. From the right wing, and it's Gabe Lisicky, a three-point basket. He's 38% beyond the arc, and he has 6 points today.
Somehow Whitehall has to try and get him on track. Got to run him off screen after screen. He's too good a shooter. They got to get the ball in his hands.
Holloway was looking for Williams. Williams started moving toward the baseline. The ball went into the front row.
One of those Bob Uecker seats, huh? Right there.
A lot of people in the seats here at Stabler Arena today.
Very good crowd coming out to support high school basketball at its best.
Hoffman, guarded by Campbell. Now Lisicky. Six left wing. Szoke off the back iron, no good. Holloway. Bad pass that time for Shaheen on the break. There's Lloyd, fights it all the way and knocks it out of bounds. It'll go over to St. Patrick's.
Jerry Lloyd, the leading scorer for freshmen in the state of Pennsylvania last year, but unable to handle the ball out in transition.
Here's the matchup you don't want to look at as you watch from behind, watching Holloway and seeing the defender's face as he has to try to guard him.
And again, the key is keep it out of his hands, because once he's got the ball, he gets wherever he wants to on the floor.
Foul goes on Jerry Lloyd. That is
foul number 23,
his first.
Jerry Lloyd. That's his first. Team foul number 5.
That's the 5th on the Zephyrs. Williams to inbound for St. Pat. Tossed it away, and away with it goes Jerry Lloyd.
Whitehall needs to try and capitalize. And trailing by 10 here, they need to try and get this lead down to single digits.
Lisicky short off the rim. Szoke, long rebound off to Hoffman. Bangs inside. Fouled in the active shooting.
Well, the little man found himself down in the low post. Brad Hoffman at 5'10". So there's some good low post moves, as we see here. He gets himself with a little ball fake, gets inside, a little spin and lean in to try and create the contact before White can come over.
Corey Campbell picks up the foul. That's the 6th on St. Patrick's. And Brad Hoffman at the line makes the first of 2. As Ron Hassler said, he needs to take more shots. I want him to be a little more selfish. He's got a good shot. He makes a couple, and we've got an 8-point ball game as he cuts St. Patrick's lead to 22-14. Here's Holloway. From 3-point land, Harrington will follow, and he's fouled inside. And that's going to go on Jeremy Bergh.
Well, 2 big young guys battling inside as Kevin Boyle looks on, and he's got to be happy with the activity he's getting from Al Harrington off the offensive boards. And Jeremy Bergh comes over, looks like he got a lot of ball. Jeremy Bergh, the lefty, with good timing, blocks a lot of shots.
Al Harrington at the line. Can't get the first to rattle around and drop. Kevin Boyle says he's averaging about 5 points a game, but over the last 5 games, he's averaging 10 points a contest. His game has really come on. Jeff Poku in now, number 25, the 5'11 junior, as Boyle goes to his bench. And Harrington makes the second. It's 23-14, St. Patrick's.
Good ball reverse.
Lloyd to Szoke. Doesn't go. Now we've got a pushing foul, I believe, on Jeremy Bergh, and that's his 3rd with 3:49 to play here in the second quarter.
That's a key foul for Whitehall because Bergh has done a very good job inside. He's their best inside player, and he'll have to head to the bench after picking up his 3rd.
Jon Moyer will check in, number 43, a 6'3 junior. 1-1. Now St. Pat's is in the bonus with plenty of time left here in the second quarter, 3:49 to be exact. Corey White shooting 1 and the bonus. Corey White has become quite a shot blocker for St. Patrick's. Had 8 blocks against one of the top-ranked teams in the state of New Jersey, Shawnee.
And again, it's that size and presence he has inside, but he's a good athlete, gets off the floor quickly, and has good timing.
25-14, St. Patrick's with the lead. The Whitehall Zephyrs with the ball. It's Hoffman. Guarded by Poku. Now Lisicky.
St. Pat's trying to trap on that first pass, and you've got to get good ball reversal and keep the ball moving, not allow that trap to happen.
Lisicky from the elbow, the floater in and out. He got his own rebound. Pumps and he gets hammered inside. Take your pick, either Corey White or Howard Williams.
Lisicky, a good athlete and a tough player, tough kid. Couldn't get it to fall on the first, but stuck with it.
St. Patrick foul number 23, Howard Williams.
We take a look here, and Gabe Lisicky gets up over the crowd, gets a little pump fake, tries to create the contact and does so. He's at the line for 2.
Gabe Lisicky makes the first of 2. As Ron Hassler said, he had big shoes to fill following his brother Pete, who's at Penn State, and has come on to become his own man and his own player. As he makes 2.
And Gabe's twin brother Alex also on the team, one of their top reserves. Gabe Lisicky with a fine senior season so far. Again,
Lisicky with 7 points now.
The box-and-1 defense, and they've done a good job with that, trying to keep the ball out of Shaheen Holloway's hands.
Corey White, however, on the follow, he makes it 27-16. Here's Lloyd. They double down. Hoffman got hammered by number 42. We're talking about Al Harrington. He's 6'8", 220, just a sophomore.
He was late getting to the trap, and all of a sudden, a little right cross there for Hoffman, and he took a shot to the head, but he'll head to the foul line. Take a look here again. Good hustle by Harrington, but he just gets there a little bit late, and there you go. Excuse me, it's a left cross to the face. That's all right. Hoffman doesn't care. He gets to the foul line, and he's an exceptional shooter, so he'll try and take advantage of the opportunity.
An 88% free throw shooter. We jinxed him. He misses the front end of the 1-and-1. It's 27-16. St. Patrick's with the lead and the ball. Holloway into the lane. Pumps once. No good. On the glass, however, it's Al Harrington. His first basket.
Defensively, everybody collapses to try and pick up Shaheen Holloway, and you lose sight of your boxing out responsibilities. And again, Shaheen Holloway, even when he's not making shots, he creates so much for the other players.
Three-pointer by Lloyd. Air ball. Holloway not going to get away with that high dribble today.
Well, he took the extra step underneath as the ball was a high dribble. He's trying to talk to the officials, see if he can plead his case, but won't happen.
They weren't buying.
And then you never notice they usually don't. Once they make up their mind, they're not changing any official's mind.
Sulaiman Muhammad now in for St. Patrick's. Jeff Poku guarding Hoffman. Bodies are flying everywhere as Brandon Szoke hit the floor.
Trying to set a double screen there to try and free up Jerry Lloyd. Shows you the confidence in Lloyd. Even though he airballed the last three, they run the play for him. St. Pat's tries to fight through the screen. And again, take a look at the confidence coach showing, but you see there St. Pat's with the push-off trying to fight through the screen. Good screen by Szoke.
Corey White picked up his second personal. Brandon Szoke makes the first of two. Ron Hassler says that Zoke's the key to us opening the floor for all our shooters, forcing defenders to guard him as he makes a couple. And it's back to 29-18, so with 2 minutes left, Whitehall finds themselves down by 11. Shaheen wants some ball movement. You can afford to be patient with an 11-point lead here in the late stages of the second quarter.
Well, and St. Pat's would like to pull them out a little bit, try and get themselves settled against this junk defense.
Work it inside and do settle it. Sulaiman Muhammad. And now has 4 points. Hoffman jump stop, got it up. Good shot. In amidst the trees, Brad Hoffman.
And he tried to create the contact, may have gotten bumped, but nice shot to finish.
He has 4. Minute 10 left, second quarter, 31-20. The baseline, Harrington, somebody got a piece. It's an air ball. Inside the rebound and a whistle along the baseline as Jeff Poku found himself with the ball.
That's a situation where Whitehall really misses Jeremy Bergh. Their best big player was sent to the bench with 3 fouls, and since then, St. Pat's has been all over the offensive boards.
Lloyd picks up the foul. It's his second.
Jeff Poku, shooting 2.
Makes the first of 2. Yeah, Rob, I think that for the kids at the high school level coming into a college arena, they've had no problem adapting to the glass backboards and the different shooting backgrounds here at Stabler.
You know, sometimes when you're in a big arena, it's depth perception, and you're right, but both these teams were out and had a little pregame shoot-arounds, and maybe that's one of the reasons why it hasn't bothered them.
St. Pat's with a 13-point lead inside the final minute. Hoffman back out to Lloyd. Lisicky goes for Lloyd on the baseline. No good. Here comes Shaheen Holloway. In transition, flicked away from behind on a good defensive play by Jerry Lloyd.
He missed the shot at the other end, doesn't put his head down. Instead, he hustles back, able to make the tap from behind. Tough guy to run down, Shaheen Holloway, so nice play.
The inbound to Harrington. As it's stripped and stolen by Lloyd. Lloyd makes a good play to keep it alive. 25 seconds left in the first half.
So even though Jerry Lloyd hasn't been able to knock down the threes, helping his team in other ways.
Now they'll start with 10 seconds on the clock. And a foul away from the ball.
And a tough foul. Shot clock running down. Only 9 seconds left to go in the half. Don't want to bump on dribble penetration there. All of a sudden now you want the other team to earn it. Don't put them on the foul line. Give them an opportunity to get 2 easy points.
Koppen picks up the foul. Good opportunity for Jerry Lloyd to pick up a couple of points without taking any time off the clock. We've got 9 seconds left in the first half. And a substitution for Whitehall. Steve Dogmantis checks in for Gabe Lisicky, so Lisicky will get a couple extra moments to rest up. There's Dogmantis, the 5'11 junior.
Now here's the situation with under 10 seconds left to go. You've got to keep the ball out of Shaheen Holloway's hands on the inbound pass, because if he gets it, he can run the length of the floor in 2 or 3 seconds, let alone 9.
He makes one. He has 3 points now, and off the inbounds. The steal by Hoffman. Shot in and out. No good. We've still got some time left. Holloway launches it, and it goes out of bounds with 1 second remaining.
Well, Whitehall did their job. They kept the ball out of Holloway's hands. In fact, they came up with the turnover. They'll try and inbound with 1.
Lloyd launches. It's no good. So we've played 2 quarters here at the Universe Delaware River Hoop Challenge at St. Patrick's of Elizabeth, New Jersey, leading Whitehall, the Zephyrs, Pennsylvania, 33-21.
Hey, you got a charge out of this. We're watching college hoops, okay? The fans are totally energized. The teams come out and amped up like a heavyweight title bout in Vegas, and suddenly this light bulb goes on over our heads. You know what would look cool on these guys? Well, the mess of college teams got totally turned on by their look. So boom, that's what they're wearing this year. Now let me flash something else by you, okay? All that stuff, Converse, Converse, Converse. I know what you're thinking, man. Converse, whoa, I'm shocked.
It was on Christmas Eve, April 1st.
9:30 in the morning.
We had a pretty incredible accident in our Saturn.
True story.
We were making a left-hand turn.
All of a sudden, there was this taxi cab hit us broadside. Rear-ended me at 70. I did a 360. Went catapulting across the street.
We rolled down a mountain 80 feet.
Went into a ravine and flipped 8 times.
I wasn't really counting on the way down.
And lost my shoes. I think I was very lucky to be on a Saturn. I survived. I survived. I walked away. Without my shoes, but I walked away. Thank you. You're welcome.
Cadets are here.
Nice tractor.
Yep. When you think of tractors, you think Cub Cadet.
Just tractors?
Oh, yeah. All shaft drive. And riding mowers. And mulching mowers. Chipper shredders. Commercial mowers. Tillers. Edgers. Cub Cadet edgers.
Thought you said they just made tractors.
Well, Earl,
there's a little tractor in every Cub Cadet we make.
Come see the amazing Cub Cadet snow throwers on sale now at Croc's Cub Cadet in Nazareth.
Brawny paper towels have thirst pockets. Amazing pockets that make even the biggest, messiest spills disappear. Because every thirst pocket is made of 2 thirsty plies, and every sheet is covered end to end with them. Brawny with thirst pockets. Now, the only real mess you can get yourself into is not having any in the house.
Brawny, thirst pocket power.
Give your girl flowers this Valentine's Day from Richmar Florist.
That's right, Jonathan. At Richmar Florist, you'll find a beautiful selection of fresh and silk floral arrangements and a variety of Valentine's gifts, including Mylar balloons starting at just $2.50. Shop at one of Richmar's 3 convenient locations or call 437-5588 to order flowers for that special someone. Richmar's Valentine's special is a dozen roses cash and carry for only $24.95.
Do you know what kind of birds are attracted to an empty feeder? Neither do we. Nobody brings people and nature together like Wild Birds Unlimited. How do you make the best seed even better? You have a seed sale. Nobody brings people and nature together like Wild Birds Unlimited.
Hi, I'm Will Varner. Stop in and visit our certified bird feeding specialist at Wild Birds Unlimited, located on Tillman Street in West Allentown.
We're at halftime. Converse Delaware River Hoop Challenge. At the half, it's St. Patrick's of New Jersey leading Whitehall 33-21. Right now, let's go over to Bob Capasso, who's standing by with Brian Kennedy and Bob Hurley. Bob?
Thanks a lot, Pat. We do have Brian Kennedy from the Pocono Invitational Basketball Camp, and you know this guy as the coach of the #1 Friars of St. Anthony's, Bob Hurley. First of all, Bob, you got that big target on your back. How does it feel to be up in that #1 spot?
Well, we're trying to win a state championship, Bob, and I think that all the publicity has been terrific for school, and the kids, I guess, like it a little bit. But it makes the opponent a little bit tougher to play against because, you know, we're sort of this superpower, which we're really not. We're a pretty good high school team that's been able to stay undefeated to this point.
You know what, though? People look at your program and say they do it year in, year out. How?
Well, kids work at it. You know, we've committed the kids to 12 months of basketball. I think they've really made an effort to use the time outside the season to become better players. And I think that's the difference between perhaps a kid who gets himself a scholarship to college or a kid who's just a good high school player.
Speaking of those 12 months per year, you're pretty busy in the off season as well. You got these kids going. Camps seem to be a big thing for you.
Well, I think that goes along with what I was just saying. We run camp here up in Pocono this week, August 17th. And it's a sleepaway camp. All my kids from St. Anthony's have been up the last couple of years. And we know that it's been helpful in getting us to the point we're at right now because we get them all together. They all play. There's very good instruction, you know, good competition at camp. And then it's an asset for us, I think.
Speaking of camps, up here in the Poconos, the Pocono Invitational Basketball Camp run by Brian Kennedy. What is the most important thing these guys have to do in the summer as far as these camps are concerned?
Well, I think the most important thing, like Coach touched upon, is you don't become a good ball player just by showing up and coming to the games during the season. You need to put the time and energy and work into it in the off season. So during the summer is one of the most crucial times. When kids aren't in school, it's a perfect opportunity for them to work on their game and to work on their fundamentals to become a better player.
A lot of you may not know this, but this summer will be the 33rd year that there's been a camp up at Pocono Invitational. That's impressive, but something else coming up pretty impressive, a Hall of Fame up there.
Yes, this year with some different things that we've been doing along with this tournament, we started a Hall of Fame. It came about, my father started the camp 33 years ago, and it includes such people as Dr. J, Larry Miller, Calvin Murphy, some Hall of Famers like that, some more recent guys that people are more familiar with, Kenny Anderson, Coach's son Bob Hurley, and we even have some high school kids that we've inducted into it that are now college stars, Felipe Lopez, Zendon Hamilton, Stephon Marbury. So it's a great history that we've had with the camp being the 33rd year.
What can we look forward to this summer at camp?
Well, this summer is going to be our biggest summer yet. We have 11 weeks at camp. We have 2 girls weeks. We have 7 boys weeks. And then we have 2 other weeks, one of which is Coach Hurley's week at the end of August, which is a terrific week of camp.
What do you get from the outside coaches that come to these camps? You know, obviously there are instructors at the camp, but what do the outside coaches do, and what do they bring to the camp?
Well, the coaches that we have, our staff, it really feeds upon the whole camp. The better your staff is, the better week you're going to have, and the better week that the kids are going to have. They're going to learn more, etc. So we try and build up our staff, not only with college and high school coaches, but experts in different areas, such as ball handling, shooting, and so forth.
Okay, Brian, thank you. Coach, good luck tonight in your game. You have one coming up against Chester. Best of luck to you. We're going to send it right back to Pat.
Okay, Bob Capasso, thanks very much. We are at halftime. And it's St. Patrick's of Elizabeth, New Jersey, leading Whitehall 33-21. We'll be back right after
this. You're watching the best of the best in high school basketball. How'd these guys get so good? Well, they worked on their games. And not just during the basketball season, but all year round. Eastern Invitational, the nation's #1 all-star basketball camp, features quality instruction, great facilities, and maximum exposure to college coaches. So this summer, go where the great ones go, Eastern Invitational. For more information, including brochures, call 717-992-5523.
So, campers, let's go over what we learned. When you drive to the basket, dog, you're gonna get fouled. Good. What are you gonna do? Play the back. And then what you gonna say? And one. What? And one. I can't hear you. And one. Like that. We cool with that? All right. Anybody got any questions?
Hey, I got a question. When do I get to shoot my fadeaway? Fadeaway? Please, guys, come on. Stop. LJ, come on. Please, come on, man. I don't even have a fadeaway.
Lower leg strength. Nothing is more crucial for speed and quickness. And for training the lower leg, nothing beats the Strength System. Available only by calling 1-800-451-JUMP. This unique shoe shifts body weight forward, helping you make the most of special exercises designed to fill your legs with explosive power. The Strength System is scientifically designed and recommended by leading coaches.
The ability to blow by opponents, to make the play. That's what the Strength shoes have done for my sons and for all my players.
The Strength System. To order or for a free brochure, call 1-800-451-JUMP.
America's Army places a high value on your education and offers programs designed to fit your education needs. The Montgomery GI Bill and the unique Army College Fund help you earn $20,000 if you qualify for our 2-year enlistment option. Qualified young men and women can earn up to $30,000 to spend on college or VOTEC training. Either way, America's Army helps you make a down payment on your future education. To learn more about what America's Army has to offer, call your local Army recruiter or call 1-800-USA-ARMY. Army, be all you can be. Paid for by the U.S. Army.
And we welcome you back to the Stabler Arena, Lehigh University, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. We're at halftime of the Converse Delaware River Hoop Challenge. Let's take a look at some first half highlights. Rob Kennedy, Shaheen Holloway put on a clinic.
Especially in the first quarter. Whitehall did a better job in the second, but you can see he can kill you so many different ways. A little pull-up jumper from the lane, and then he gets himself deeper into the lane and finishes. And when he gets that deep, you don't know what he's going to do, dish or finish.
Well, he was 6 of 8 at one point, finished up at 6 of 11. Now, as we go inside, here's Brad Hoffman, who's able to get into the lane for his only basket of the half. Only one player has more than one field goal. That's Gabe Lisicky of Whitehall. And St. Patrick's also hit the boards in the first half.
Especially late in the second quarter when Jeremy Bergh went to the bench. But nice play here by Corey White. He misses the shot but gets himself into the lane. Nice putback. He was very active in the first half.
St. Pat's leads at 33-21. Third quarter action coming up right after this.
You into sports? I mean really into sports? Great, me too. The Big Four. You know, football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. If you're like me, you need more than the score. You need to know what's coming. Penetrating analysis of teams and players. The inside story on strategies and trade rumors. Who's hot and who's not. And why. From people out there where it's happening. Like me, week after week. And I'll even give you a great deal. We've been called the Bible of sports for over 100 years. We deliver the inside scoop on every team, on every franchise. So no matter where you live, the sporting news keeps you close to your favorite team, pro or college. Okay, here's the deal.
Call 1-800-637-5511 to get 4 free issues of the Sporting News and tell them the Flies sent you.
Okay, we're back. Third quarter action coming up from the Converse Delaware River Hoop Challenge. I'm Pat Scanlon along with Rob Kennedy. St. Patrick's of Elizabeth leading Whitehall of Whitehall, PA, 33-21 as we begin the second half of action. Rob, what does Whitehall have to do to get back into this one down by 12 at the half?
Well, first of all, they've got to utilize the three-point shot. And the second thing, they need to do what they did in the second quarter, and that's try and neutralize Shaheen Holloway by keeping the ball out of his hands. The boxing one did that in the second quarter.
This is Lloyd, baseline for Hoffman. Hoffman finds the range, and that will help. Brad Hoffman with 5 points now.
That shallow baseline area has been open. against the trapping defense if you get the quick ball reversal.
Jerome Holman is back in the game, number 5. He's playing with 3 fouls here in the second half. This baseline for Shaheen Holloway. Holloway spins from the baseline. He's got it for 2. Shaheen Holloway now with 15 points.
And that's with the defender all over him, right in his face, Brad Hoffman. Once he catches it, such a quick spin and gets off the floor.
Lisicky takes it, count it, and 1.
Nice move by Lisicky, and we talked about what Whitehall needs to do to get back into the game. Well, this guy, Gabe Lisicky's got to put this team on his back and try and carry him. You see here the nice quick first step to get into the lane, puts it into his left hand to keep it away, and then dishes it back with his right. Nice play.
Foul is on Corey White. And Lisicky makes a 3-point play. He's got 11 points, and the lead is now in double digits, or single digits rather, at 35-26. So the Zephyrs fighting their way back. Here's Holloway with a 3-pointer. That one was from East Stroudsburg.
That was a deep shot. Just when you think that all of a sudden maybe Whitehall could get this big crowd into the game, Shaheen Holloway just steps up and nails a deep 3.
18 for Holloway. Here's Lisicky. Shut off by Howard Williams. Into the lane, Brandon Szoke lost the handle. Lisicky fights for it. We've got a jump ball in the possession arrow favoring St. Patrick's of Elizabeth. St. Patrick's going with Holman, Holloway, Al Harrington, Howard Williams, the freshman, and Corey White. Williams from the corner. Howard Williams has a nice stroke. The 6'3" freshman extends the lead to 15. Now against the pressure, Zephyrs work it. Bergh off a nice feed from Jerry Lloyd. That's Jeremy Bergh. He's got 4.
Well, they gambled up front and left the backside wide open. You've got to make them pay for that type of pressure.
Holloway off glass, answering no. Corey White up once, no. Out of bounds. It'll be Whitehall ball.
Whitehall comes up with the ball, but did not come up with the rebound, and they've got to do a better job of keeping St. Pat's off the offensive glass. St. Pat's going to the glass every time the ball's up and shot.
Whitehall coach Ron Hassler comes back with Lisicky, Lloyd, Szoke, Hoffman, and Bergh. Gabe Lisicky gets it off to Brad Hoffman. This is Lloyd, throws up an air ball.
Good defense by Al Harrington. The big guy got out to challenge the shot. Jerry Lloyd has not had very many good looks at the basket. There's been a St. Pat's defender rushing out on him each time he shoots. Good job of scouting. They know that Lloyd's a good outside shooter.
Lloyd was 1 of 6 in the first half. There's Al Harrington. He pops out and knocks one down from the free throw line.
Harrington doing it on both ends. The good challenge defensively, and then knocks down the shot. He has 5.
There's that pesky St. Patrick's defense. Look at that. And that's going to go on Shaheen Holloway. That's his first personal foul.
St. Patrick foul number 10, Shaheen Holloway. That's his first.
4:40 left here in the third quarter.
Team foul number 2.
Hoffman guarded by Holman. Left wing for Szoke. And we've got a pushing foul called on Al Harrington.
Foul number 5, and Jerome Holman, that's his 4th personal foul.
Excuse me, that's going to be on Holman, and that's going to be his 4th personal.
And Kevin Boyle will keep him in, although he'll go to the bench and get a sub in, but not in time to get him out, so he's playing with 4.
There's Bergh, puts it on the floor. Off to Lisicky. Wants to go. Gets it to go, and the foul. Gabe Lisicky.
St. Pat's pressuring up, and Lisicky putting the ball to the floor, creating on his own. Second time he's been able to get into the lane as we take another look here. Second time he's been able to get into the lane, create the contact, use his strength to finish, He'll have another chance to finish off the traditional three-point play.
Lisicky with a three-point play. He has 13 points now. It's 43-31. He's perfect 3 of 3 from the free throw line today. Corey Campbell comes in for St. Patrick's. Here's Holloway, open 3. Harrington went over the back of Lisicky and knocked it out of bounds. We'll get a timeout on the floor. 3:57 left third quarter. It's St. Patrick's leading Whitehall 43-31.
Hey, you got a charge out of this. We're watching college hoops, okay? The fans are totally energized. The teams come out amped up like a heavyweight title bout in Vegas, and suddenly this light bulb goes on over our heads. You know what would look cool on these guys? Well, the mess of college teams got totally turned on by their look. So, boom, that's what they're wearing this year. Now let me flash something else by you, okay? All that stuff, Converse, Converse, Converse. I know what you're thinking, man. Converse, whoa, I'm shocked.
You're watching the best of the best in high school basketball. How'd these guys get so good? Well, they worked on their games. And not just during the basketball season, but all year round. Eastern Invitational, the nation's #1 all-star basketball camp, features quality instruction, great facilities, and maximum exposure to college coaches. So this summer, go where the great ones go, Eastern Invitational. For more information, including brochures, call 717-992-5523.
And we welcome you back to Stabler Arena in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I'm Pat Scanlon along with Rob Kennedy. We're midway through the third quarter in St. Patrick's. They've seen its lead cut to 9, extended to 15, and right now they lead Whitehall, Pennsylvania 43-31. As Whitehall gets ready to inbound the ball, that's Brandon Szoke on the baseline, gets it into Jerry Lloyd. Lloyd pushes, now he'll reset the offense. It has definitely been a half-court type of game for Whitehall. Their style, they like to slow it down, Rob. And Lisicky left alone and knocks down a three-point basket. That cuts the lead to 9.
They like to play the half-court game because they do a terrific job of running patterned offense. Also do a great job of screening, freeing up Lisicky for the open 3. He had plenty of time to even toe it up.
16 points for Lisicky. There's the strip. And Lisicky at the other end, and the whistle. Foul goes on 42, Al Harrington. Second on Harrington. And the 5th on St. Patrick's. So Whitehall could be shooting shortly. Often guarded by Corey Campbell. Campbell in because Jerome Holman has 4 personal fouls. To the baseline, Lloyd can't get it to go, and there's Corey White, cleans the glass for St. Pat's.
But again, good pass ahead by the big guy, Bergh. Felt the pressure, got Lloyd the open shot. He just has been unable to find the mark tonight.
There's an open 3 for Howard Williams.
Williams got the start with Winston Smith, not making the trip because of the flu, and he stepped up and done a good job. He has 8 so far.
Off the inbound pass. Nearly a foul. Instead, Lisicky fights his way through. Now pressure in the backcourt. Whitehall breaks it. Here's Lloyd. Lloyd lets off for Bergh. Counted and 1.
Nice move by Bergh, the big guy, showing you some athletic ability. Nice job of Lloyd to push it ahead in transition as we take another look. One of the few times Whitehall's been able to get out in transition. The nice pass ahead, and Bergh takes the slap on the arm, goes up strong, has a chance to finish it off at the line.
Jeremy Bergh now with 6 points on 3 of 3 shooting from the field. A chance to reduce the lead again to 9 for Whitehall. He does so. He now has 7. It's a 46-37 game. 2:34 left here in the third quarter. St. Patrick's that'll walk it up. Here's Holloway. The double on Holloway across the way.
He attracts a crowd. And why not? He's so good with the ball. Sometimes you need to double or triple team him to try and get it out of his hands.
Howard Williams had that one go into the cylinder and bounce out.
Whitehall just hanging around. Leads at 9. You have the feeling if they can put a little run together that this crowd's going to erupt. Get behind them.
Lisicky for Lloyd. Jerry Lloyd just can't find the range, and there's a foul. Jeremy Bergh reaches from behind, and that's bad news for Coach Ron Hassler. That's his fourth.
Bad news times 2. Jerry Lloyd can't find the mark. Gets another wide open look at the basket. Can't get it to fall. And then Bergh on the follow tried to be aggressive. Thought he came up with the steal, but instead gets whistled for his fourth. And they're going to need the big guy to play with those 4 fouls.
Holloway gets a screen from Harrington. Before the shot, the call.
Take a look here. Shaheen Holloway with his quickness. The great crossover dribble as he gets himself into the lane, gets fouled. They called it before the shot, so St. Pat's will inbounds underneath.
Foul goes on Brad Hoffman. Shaheen, look out. A little company for Bill McCoach, the public address announcer, and Hoffman scores in transition. 7-point game now, 46-39 with a minute and a half left in the third.
Good hustle by Holloway, but he would have been better off just taking the ball out of bounds with him. Instead, gives Whitehall the easy layup on the other end.
Holloway misses the 3. He's short on the shot. Lisicky takes it to the glass and gets hammered. Sulaiman Muhammad picked up the foul, and he got his money's worth.
Lisicky out in transition. We talked about if Whitehall could get on a run, maybe the crowd could get into the game. And Lisicky with the nice crossover and then uses his body, keeps the ball away from Muhammad and picks up the foul. Again, you see the nice crossover, gets himself in and then gets the ball back over, and you see keeping the ball out and around the little hook shot, keeps it away, draws the contact.
Lisicky now with 10 points this quarter. He's 4 of 4 from the free throw line for the game. He now has a total of 17.
And he's had a big game in a big spot. Knocked down the first 3 that he had to open the game, and he's been their best offensive weapon all night.
Lisicky now with 18. It's a 5-point game, 46-41, and some life for the Whitehall players and fans.
They pick up with a little full court pressure, a little 2-2-1.
Holloway breaks it and loses it. Here's Hoffman to Lloyd. Back to Hoffman, off glass for 2.
All of a sudden, the lead's down to 3. They've got the fans on their feet, and all of a sudden, we've got a ball game.
Brad Hoffman with 8 points, cuts it to 3. 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Holloway to Campbell. They go inside. Harrington. No, we got a call. We got a pushing foul. I thought that they were going to get Al Harrington for a traveling violation.
Well, the fans obviously thought so. Let's take a look here on the replay. You see the bump prior to the walk. A good call as Lisicky bumps into and forced him as he stepped on his foot, forced the travel.
Jump ball between Al Harrington and Brandon Szoke in the possession arrow, favoring Whitehall with 33 seconds left.
Come on down courtside behind the New Jersey bench. Our shooting forward.
Well, Kevin Boyle came in with a record of 121 and 57, and Ron Hassler is with a record of 254 and 92 are suddenly in a squeaker.
They've done it by being patient, staying with their game plan. Even then, when they were down double digits, they didn't try and force things. They stayed within their patterned offense. And it's been Lisicky who's done it on the offensive end with a big, big second half here.
25 seconds left. The crowd into it now for the local Pennsylvania team. Hoffman can be patient. He's guarded by Campbell. 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Lisicky rears up, had it blocked. Let's say we got a call on the far side. Foul goes on Sulaiman Muhammad. That's his second.
Take a look here. Again, it's Lisicky. He steps back. Muhammad gets a good piece of the ball, but then follows through into Lisicky. Looked like a nice block on that play, but Lisicky at the line with 2 seconds left. Going to try and cut the lead to 1.
You know what? He was almost fouled in three-point range, but he is shooting 2. First miss from the free throw line today for Gabe Lisicky. He makes the second. St. Pat's leading by 2 as Holloway launches. And that's the way the third quarter will come to an end. In the third quarter, Whitehall charging back. They've cut the lead to 2, but it's St. Patrick's leading 46-44.
So, campers, let's go over what we learned. When you drive to the basket, dog, you're going to get fouled. Good. What are you going to do? Make the basket. And then what you going to say? And one. What? And one. I can't hear you. And one. Right there. We cool with that? Yeah. All right. Anybody got any questions?
Hey, I got a question. When do I get to shoot my fadeaway? Fadeaway? Please, guys, come on. Stop. LJ, come on. Come on, man. I don't even have a fadeaway. LJ, come on.
You're watching the best of the best in high school basketball. How'd these guys get so good? Well, they worked on their games. And not just during the basketball season, but all year round. Eastern Invitational, the nation's #1 all-star basketball camp, features quality instruction, great facilities, and maximum exposure to college coaches. So this summer, go where the great ones go, Eastern Invitational. For more information, including brochures, call 717-992-5523.
Hey, you got a charge out of this. We're watching college hoops, okay? The fans are totally energized. The teams come out amped up like a heavyweight title bout in Vegas, and suddenly this light bulb goes on over our heads. You know what would look cool on these guys? Well, the Mesa College team's got totally turned on by their look. So, boom, that's what they're wearing this year. Now let me flash something else by you, okay? All that stuff, Converse, Converse, Converse. I know what you're thinking, man. Converse, whoa, I'm shocked.
They're out there. They're not like most of us. There's a passion that unites them, like a family. Some people even call them rebels. They're Saturn owners.
Hey guys, this must be the place, huh?
Ladies, hurry up! The factory guy's gonna talk.
I don't know. I guess if you don't own one, you probably wouldn't understand.
So happy together. Patrick's leading Whitehall 46-44 as we begin our fourth quarter. Brad Hoffman has 10 points. He was a force for the Zephyrs in their comeback.
And you see the nice pass ahead there in transition. He's doing it at both ends because he's had the unenviable task of having to guard Shaheen Holloway. Great hustle by Holloway, but he keeps it back in play. And Hoffman finishes his second layup. Whitehall right back into it.
They cut the lead to 2. Now St. Patrick's playing with a little pressure. Jermaine Clark is in, number 33. They go inside. Now let's see who's the call on.
Whitehall, foul number 43, Jon Moyer. That's his first.
The top scorers, and it's the two guys that lead their teams respectively in scoring on the season, stepping it up tonight. Shaheen Holloway, 18. Most of those, though, in the first quarter, 13 of them in the first quarter. So Whitehall has really negated his offensive scoring outburst here in the second and third quarters.
Jon Moyer picked up the foul. That ball's going to go out of bounds to the Zephyrs of Whitehall as Jermaine Clark is unable to convert 2 free throws.
St. Pat stays up in the full court pressure. Whitehall has handled that pressure much better as the game's worn on.
Jerome Holman back in for St. Pat's, playing with 4 personals. Here's Lloyd. He's been cold, but he knocks down a 3 to give the Zephyrs the lead, 47-46.
Well, if you're going to step up and make your first 3, why not it be a chance to put you in the lead in the 4th quarter? The first lead they've had in the game, except for the first 3 points of the game. So all of a sudden, Whitehall just hanging in. They've finally gotten over the top.
Huge basket for Jerry Lloyd, who normally shoots 30% from three-point land.
Shows you his confidence. Even though he's been cold, he stepped right up. No hesitation.
Holman got hacked by Moyer, missed the shot, got the rebound. Here's Harrington. Harrington soft. Corey White tipped no. Holloway fights for it. And Shaheen comes away with the ball. Holloway through the lane. Up no. Tipped again by Harrington, and a whistle inside. There were bodies everywhere.
How in the world did Shaheen Holloway come up with that ball? He came up with it with 4 guys. They whistle Whitehall on the push underneath, and take a look here. Holloway comes out of it just trying to make something happen. Can't get it to fall. They get the push there on the box out inside against Whitehall. Jon Moyer called for the foul.
6:52 left. Whitehall by 1, 47-46. Jermaine Clark triggers the inbounds to Harrington. Kevin Boyle wants him to swing it. Clark for 3. Well, what an effort off the bench for Jermaine Clark.
Well, he just comes into the game. No time to get loosened up, run up and down the floor. Just catching fire from 3. And with that result, why not?
St. Patrick's back up by 2, 49-47. We go inside, and there's 2 for Brandon Szoke. We've got a tie ball game.
That's their patterned offense. The nice cut off the back screen for the easy shot.
Szoke now with 6 points, and there's an offensive foul called on Jermaine Clark.
Well, Clark with a good penetration, but takes the 1 dribble too much. As we see here, the nice fake gets around the first defender, but Szoke slides over, holds his ground, picks up the charge. Good call as we head the other way.
19 fouls on the visitors. Now Hoffman calls the play back around the St. Pat's free throw line. Here's Jerry Lloyd trying for that second three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Corey White and hands off to Shaheen Holloway.
And again, how about the confidence, though? He wants the big shots.
Here's White. And we've got a pushing foul down on the low block. Goes on Moyer. That's his 3rd. Boyle will go out, and Jeremy Bergh comes back in with 4 personals with 5:42 left.
Well, Moyer came in, banged some people around. Didn't take long to pick up the 3 quick fouls.
Harrington off to Holman, penetrates, and a traveling call. A pretty good hop skip.
Yeah, a little bit of a hop skip. He thought he got tripped, but as he ran through the lane, called for the travel.
Well, St. Pat's picks up full court. And a timeout called by Whitehall with 5:39 left. We'll take a break with St. Patrick's and Whitehall tied at 49 apiece. You're watching the first Converse Delaware River Hoop Challenge.
Hey, sports fans. Yeah, you too. The re-elections at Sports Fever. Sports Fever's got the best selection of official team gear in the Valley. Only Sports Fever has such a huge inventory of caps, sweats, and outerwear, along with gifts and novelties, too. Get in here today and score big at Sports Fever.
Nowadays, your car isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And when your car doubles as your office, you can't afford second best. You need to get the job done. At Friedman's Texaco, we understand. Our System 3 gasoline is formulated to keep your engine running clean and to keep you on the road. Friedman's also offers a full range of Texaco products along with the same quality service folks have depended on since 1936. When you won't settle for anything less than the best, we'll be there for you at Friedman's Texaco.
If you suffer from a herniated disc, then listen carefully. Now you have an alternative to conventional open surgery. You may be a candidate for surgery with no incision, known as an APLD. This outpatient procedure is performed under local anesthesia and takes about 30 minutes, effectively removing the disc herniation. After your recovery, you'll be enjoying life free from pain. Call the Spine Center today at 1-800-950-PAIN for more information on the APLD alternative and the many other back problem solutions they offer.
Are you feeling shackled by unpaid bills? Break the bonds of financial problems. Consumer Credit Counseling Service is a sound alternative to solving your financial problems. Avoid bankruptcy if possible, which could ruin your credit rating for up to 10 years. If you have trouble paying your bills, you're not alone. Consumer Credit can help. Call today for an appointment.
And we welcome you back to Stabler Arena on the campus of Lehigh University. I'm Pat Scanlon along with Rob Kennedy, and we've played 3 quarters. We've got a new ball game. It's 49-all. St. Patrick's of Elizabeth, New Jersey, and the Whitehall Zephyrs of Whitehall, Pennsylvania. The Zephyrs to inbound after calling timeout. 5:38 left.
A timeout forced by the full court pressure of St. Pat's. Up in your face, man-to-man D.
And there's a traveling call against Gabe Lisicky as he was trying to get the ball into the forecourt.
Take a look here. Good defense on the ball by Clark. And look at Holloway. Good presence on the floor, comes over and forces the travel. When you see that guy coming, I'd get nervous and shuffle my feet too.
There's Shaheen Holloway handling for St. Pat's. A lot of coaches after the talents of Holloway, including George Blaney of Seton Hall, Mike Krzyzewski of Duke. Holman, acrobatic, pumped in the air for 2, giving St. Pat's a 2-point lead. Jerome Holman.
A big shot.
And we've got a foul on Howard Williams, his second. Holman with his first basket, but what a sensational highlight for Holman.
Take a look there. The good pressure by Lisicky, the double pump up and under, and I think he called the bank shot.
And now watch the defense.
Well, here, good defensive position by Clark, just a step slow. Good call as Lloyd trying to force the ball up the floor.
And Jerry Lloyd makes the first of 2. With exactly 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. We're tied again, 51 apiece. Jerry Lloyd with 9 points.
It's been a seesaw battle now. All of a sudden, after Whitehall climbed back at the end of the third quarter, neither team has been able to extend the lead past a bucket.
Holloway wants to go on Hoffman. Spins, dishes to the cutting Al Harrington for 2.
How about that? If you're a big guy, that guy's got to be your best friend.
You got to buy him lunch and dinner and carry his books.
He makes your job easy.
Hoffman floats, no, rebounded by Harrington, who gets it to Holman. St. Pat's by 2 with the ball. Holloway pulls up and hits the short jumper.
Shaheen Holloway starting to take over here, sensing his team in a little bit of trouble, makes 2 big plays. 4-0 run rather for the Celtics of St. Patrick's. Lisicky, a 3. Bangs it home, cuts the lead to 1 at 55-54. Lisicky with 22 points. And you want your best players to step up and make plays, and that's exactly what both Holloway and Lisicky have done. Jermaine Clark fouled by Lisicky, and that will be his second personal. Make that his 4th personal foul. Third, I said second. Our statistician said 4. Well, you split the difference, and we got 3. There you go. Why not? There's Jermaine Clark at the line now, the 6'4" sophomore. Clark, who did not see time in the first half, has been involved here in the second half.
Sugar. Here we go.
0 for 3 from the free throw line with 3 points. 0 for 4, but there's Corey White on the follow. Had one chance at it. Deflected out of bounds. And it's going to go over to St. Patrick's.
St. Pat's active on the offensive boards. Whitehall unable to keep them off the backboards.
Al Harrington. Good target for the inbounds pass. It's 6-8. Holloway for 3. Strong off the back iron. Bodies flying inside. And foul's going to go on Corey White of St. Patrick's.
And Brandon Szoke made sure the officials didn't have a choice with that. After the push, he came running through the lane. Ended up off the floor. They'll head to the line with a chance to finish it off, and that'll be the 5th foul on Corey White, and that's a big play there. Corey White, their leading rebounder and their best inside player, and he fouls out.
Corey White, who had 9 points before fouling out.
Coming in for St. Patrick's, number 20, Sulaiman Muhammad.
So that'll get Sulaiman Muhammad. This one for the lead. And the Zephyrs lead at 56-55. Well, they have climbed back into this one with a strong third quarter performance. There's a clear out foul. Let's see who's going to go on.
It's going to go on the big guy inside for St. Pat's, and he can't believe it, but they called him on the elbow. Al Harrington, and now all of a sudden Whitehall will go to the line, and they've been very effective from the foul line. Ron Hassler's team, a good foul shooting team. Take a look here as we take a good call there as you see Harrington with the little push off from Lisicky, and Lisicky helped the official out by taking the dive.
Sulaiman Muhammad with the original shot. Now here's Gabe Lisicky at the line.
Collective groan from the crowd.
And now an opportunity to score his 23rd point. He's 7 of 9 from the free throw line for 23 points, and it's Whitehall up by 2, 57-55. Hoffman inside the jersey of Shaheen Holloway. Muhammad. Now off to Clark.
This defense has given St. Pat's troubles as they collapse in on everybody, and what a great job by Hoffman to keep the ball out of Shaheen Holloway's hands.
And Szoke flicked it away out of bounds. They get it to Holloway. Hoffman hounding him. Shaheen with a jump step into the lane and a blocking foul called.
And those two guys have been battling, Hoffman and Holloway going at it. Hoffman a little too aggressive defensively that time. Holloway to the line.
As Hoffman picked up his second personal. There's Howard Williams back in for St. Patrick's. And Holloway. This is the front end of the 1-and-1, and Bergh rebounds for Whitehall.
Look for Whitehall to try and take some time off the clock. The thing that's difficult, though, is St. Pat's will come and run and double at you.
Hoffman loses out of bounds as Holman was there, but it will be Zephyr's ball with 2:38 left.
Great quickness in the backcourt for St. Pat's with Holman and Holloway. Here comes the double.
Lloyd loses as he tried to fight his way through it.
Got to dribble your way out, stop it, pick it up, and get it out of the double team.
Shaheen Holloway floats to the goal for 2, and we're tied at 57. Tough to stop.
He's just terrific. It's so much fun to watch. He knows the game's on the line. He steps it up.
Lisicky lost the handle going to the goal. So it'll be St. Pat's ball with 2:13 remaining.
Take a look here. It's just such quick hands that forces the turnover. We don't get to pop it in there as we get right back into play.
Now St. Pat's going to spread the floor.
And I think Coach Ron Hassler will just have the Zephyrs stay back in. I think he'll be quite content to let them do so. No shot clock in high school basketball. St. Pat's wants to shorten the game, and that's to the liking of Ron Hassler. He's just going to let his team sit back for a little while.
There's the situation. Holloway just holding the ball at half court. Now Ron Hassler directing action. Kevin Boyle decides to be patient.
Little chess match going on between the two benches, the two coaches. Jerry Lloyd was about to go run over to Coach Hassler to find out what was going on, and all of a sudden then he said, "Oh, get back in play."
Now Holloway had a notion, and he's guarded by Brad Hoffman. 1:05 remaining in the fourth quarter. We're tied at 57.
The battle between some of the finest teams in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, and it's been a great game living up to its billing.
Harrington lost the handle. It's tied up for a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors Whitehall.
St. Pat's thought they had an opportunity for the timeout, but he never had possession of the ball as he's sitting on top of it.
That is a great shot.
Got to grab the ball first, and
you
that
can't sit on it
arrow,
and control it, huh?
You got it. Can't sit on it. You got to have possession before you can call the timeout.
All right, here we go. 45 seconds left in a tie game. Hoffman lost it to Lloyd. Scramble. St. Patrick's is everywhere, and there's a foul on Al Harrington. That's going to send Brad Hoffman to the line.
Well, Shaheen Holloway, with this great quickness, forced the scramble to start off with as he went to the floor. But Whitehall there to pick up, and Brandon Szoke at the line trying to put Whitehall on top.
Yeah, we've got a timeout called as Al Harrington picked up his fourth personal. Do you think they're scrambling for the ball here?
Well, a lot on the line. They know they've got bragging rights not only for their schools but also statewide. Hoffman's done a great job, the unsung hero here tonight for Whitehall. Lisicky's done it offensively, but Hoffman has really done a great job of keeping Shaheen Holloway in check, and that's not an easy task.
Trying to listen in on Kevin Boyle's huddle.
If he makes one or two, play him right away. Right away, coming down. Shaheen has the ball. Let's go 1-1-3.
All right, let's talk a little strategy.
Al's up here. Al was in this corner.
Ball with 2 free throws. 39 seconds remaining.
Kevin Boyle right now trying to set up the play on the other end, trying to set up different scenarios. If they miss both shots, what are we going to do? He's planning on them making 1 or at least 2 shots, and you know one thing he's going to do. He's going to put the ball in Shaheen Holloway's hands, and why not? When you've got the best point guard in the country, put it in his hands and let him try and create.
2 big free throws coming up for Brad Hoffman. Point guard, excellent shooter. Came into the game as an 88% free throw shooter. And from the line today, he is 2 of 3. He's 4 of 10 from the field for 10 points.
As we said, the unsung hero. He had those couple layups out in transition in the run, and he's done a great job in the box and 1, trying to keep the ball away from Shaheen Holloway. See what Whitehall does as far as strategy here too, as Hoffman takes the first shot and misses it. Obviously this keys your strategy whether he makes a shot. See if they pick up in a little bit of a full court pressure trying to take it out of Holloway's hands, or whether they fall back into their junk defense, their matchup zone, the box and 1.
Well, he makes the second, and it's Whitehall leading 58-57. We've got 32 seconds remaining. Holloway floats to the goal, off glass for 2. St. Pat's goes up by 1.
Exactly what we talked about. Put it in his hands, let him create.
Now full court pressure, and Jerry Lloyd calls timeout with 20 seconds left. And Rob, they missed Jeremy Bergh. He was all alone down the floor, and no one caught him.
Well, 5 St. Patrick's players up in the front court, putting the pressure on the basketball. And we talked about strategy. Nice job by Kevin Boyle. Put it into your best player's hands, and when that player's Shaheen Holloway, just let him do what he does best. That's create. Nice drive. Gets the little bit of contact to back Lisicky off. Look at him, hand off the glass. Great shot by a great player.
Here's another look.
And look there, the little lean in, create the contact, take the ball in his right hand, away from the defender, off the glass. Pretty play.
So now the situation turns now to Ron Hassler, and what does he do now? Down by 1 with 20 seconds remaining.
Biggest thing they need to start off with is get the ball in bounds. You know that St. Pat's going to come up and pressure you all over the floor. Once you get the ball in bounds, you've got to try and run Gabe Lisicky off some screens, get it into his hands, and let him try and create. Put the ball in your best player's hands. If he takes the last shot, you got to like your chances. If it goes in, great. If it misses, at least we know we got the ball to the guy we wanted.
And I'll tell you what, with that intense defense that St. Patrick's plays, it's going to be tough trying to get the ball inbounds.
That's your first concern. Remember now, Whitehall with no timeouts left. So they cannot call the timeout if they can't get it in bounds. They've got to execute right here, right off the start.
Szoke will inbound for Whitehall. He gets it into Lisicky. He's got Bergh running the floor with him. Now Lisicky pulls it back out. 15 seconds remaining in this one. St. Pat's by 1. Lisicky to the goal, in and out. Rebound pulled down. Here's Holloway with 6 seconds left. Shaheen ahead of the field, off glass. It's good. And that'll win it for St. Patrick's of Elizabeth. Shaheen Holloway with 26 points. And they defeat Whitehall 61-58. It wasn't settled till the final second.
And what a great play. We said put the ball in the best player's hands, and that's what Whitehall did. Gabe Lisicky with a good shot. He had a great game, and as we said, you put it in his hands and let's see what happens. And on the other hand, your best player for St. Pat's is Shaheen Holloway, and here's how he puts the game away. Gets the rebound in a scramble underneath, comes up with it, gets ahead of the field, even lets it roll around to take some time off the clock. And what a great job by Shaheen Holloway.
All right, so the final score, St. Patrick's 61, Whitehall 58. We'll be back right after this. They improved to 14-3. Whitehall drops to 15-5. And Rob, 2 great games.
Great games.
Contestants.
And great performances by great players. Lisicky for Whitehall with a great game, and Shaheen Holloway with a great game as well. And he needed every bit of those 26 points.
26 points for our Pocono Invitational Player of the Game, Shaheen Holloway from St. Patrick's. 12 of 24 from the field. 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And this was the play that really iced it for the Celtics.
This was the play in transition to put it away, but it was his shot before that, down 1, to give him the lead for good. So he scores the last 4 points for St. Patrick's, and they needed every one of those 4 points to escape with the 3-point win.
Thanks to our statistician, TJ Scanlon, and to Bob Capasso. For Rob Kennedy, I'm Pat Scanlon. So long, everybody. From Stabler